This video contains spoilers for Venom: The Last Dance, so click away if you still want to see that movie unspoiled. You really don't need to worry about it, but if you want a more detailed version as to why, make sure to check out tomorrow's, at the time of recording, episode of Under the Bridge, also on this channel. Anyway, spoilers in 3, 2, 1... Oh wow, yeah, they really want you to believe this is it, huh? No, for real, guys, the Venom symbiote is dead, never coming back. Right as Sony introduces what appears to be their first multi-film villain in this sad little experiment. Guess the task of defending the universe will have to fall to the next best champion they have. Dr. Michael Morbius, at your service. It's Morbin time! No, but really, the ending of Venom 3 sets up that despite the Lethal Protector's best efforts, the Dark God Null, creator of the symbiotes, still has his sights set on ending the universe. But who is Null? And why are we only hearing about him now if he's such a big deal? Well, that would be because Null is a super recent creation, having only made his comics debut in 2018, a few months before the first Venom movie released. He's a primordial god of darkness that predates the current iteration of the multiverse, and wait a minute, haven't I heard this story before? Yeah, Marvel's got quite a few gods like this kicking around, all of them claiming to be the oldest darkness in the universe, or whatever. Recently, Al Ewing, one of my favorite comic writers and an expert at weaving disparate and confusing lore elements from decades past together in a cohesive narrative, created an out in the form of the Anti-All, a being of darkness from the third iteration of the multiverse. We're on the 8th at the moment, in case you were curious, whose shattering at the hands of its nemesis Lifebringer 1 resulted in its fragments popping up across future iterations of the multiverse, and forming the plethora of primordial darkness gods we're familiar with today. Yeah, you thought you were done with multiverse shit, huh, Venom? Well, fuck you too! Moving on, as discussed in the movie, Null is in fact the creator of the symbiotes, having forged them out of living abyss. Literally forged in at least one case, the very first symbiote was All Black the Necrosword, a weapon which was further empowered using the energies of a dead celestial. Incidentally, the fires of the forge and clanging of eldritch metals are also why the symbiotes have their traditional weaknesses to fire and sound. Much like in the movie, Null was eventually imprisoned by his own creations and could only be freed by gathering enough symbiote codices. Codices? Codexes. Unlike in the movie, a codex is not a singular plot device in the comics, but a trace of living abyss left behind whenever anyone bonds with a symbiote, which necessitated Carnage to go around collecting them, usually from people's spines. Null got loose, there was a whole thing about it, but he was eventually defeated and thrown into the sun by Eddie Brock, wielding a battle axe made of Mjolnir and the Silver Surfer surfboard, which is admittedly a contender for one of the most metal things Marvel Comics has ever fucking done, and by some miracle, if Sony and Marvel Studios are able to give us this moment, I won't say this whole enterprise has been worth it, but it will take some of the sting off. Next week, maybe something in Agatha, maybe I keep the Venom train going with something that's maybe kinda sorta tangentially related. I should probably start on Creature Commandos episodes at some point, too. It's a busy last couple of months for comic adaptations this year, that's for sure.